Last week, as the Watchtower study one end, I get this comment for paragraph 18, one I'd like to remind us and you older ones. It say, not be only when young people they see old people as important people, congregation they strong more. Congregation still they strong more when old people they see young people as important people. That comment connects well with this week's article, number 36, when say, no say, the power when young people get, they important. No say, the power when young ones get, they important. The portion of Bible when you hold this article for today or this week, now Proverbs 20 verse 29. Young men, they get praise for their power. For the box, wetin we go learn, it talks say, we dey happy say we get plenty young brothers and sisters for congregation when they do their best to support Jehovah's organization. No matter where our brothers and sisters for congregation come from, they fit help young brothers and sisters to use all their power work for Jehovah. That comment shows say, even if you don't old, you fit still use or help congregation for many ways. You fit still use the sense and experience when you don't get to teach young people how to support Jehovah's organization and accept more work for in worship. One elder when don't serve for a long time talk say, when they get power to do rich as they do before because of old age, he happy say young brothers they well around them when if he do better work. Some old people feel a quick find it hard to agree say their power don't reduce, they don't small. And these ones, they not go want give their work to younger people because them feel say they know the work past the younger ones. For this topic, we go learn 4 things when we help our old people to remain happy and to fit help young ones to sabi do things well for congregation and also fit preach to continue in service. The first thing these old ones go do now say make them dey humble. How will old ones show say them dey humble? Abeg, see wetin dey for Philippians chapter 2. Make we see verse 3 and verse 4. Philippians chapter 2, verse 3 and verse 4. Verse 3 and 4, Philippians 2 say, do nothing out of contentiousness or out of egotism, but with humility consider others superior to you. Verse 4, as you look out not only for your own interests, but also for the interests of others. You notice in verse 3 say, make we do things so with humility, and then we'll consider others as superior to us. So you old brothers, even we don't gather many experience, we get plenty years, we don't old. This verse they say, make we consider others as superior to us. Which means we're not going to just settle to say, now we know everything past every other person's, and the younger ones cannot accept new assignments or improve. So dear brothers, if we dey humble, we go accept say other people they important pass us. We go agree say plenty ways dey to do things, and yet God will support them, He will bless them. For instance, for many brothers or older brothers, we dey used to giving out territory cards to those who dey work for territory, you go preach and the rest. If a brother who is younger come recommend say, make we send this card to our brothers through device, through phones, to see they work, you go see them as abnormal. If they get that map for their phone, it go fit work for them? Yes now. What if, for instance, CEO they come, and then we get files to share with the CEO, like we do before, carry big file, give them as it don't come. If brothers say, and this time, make we share these files to our CEO through electronics, you go receive them, you go fit still understand them. Or send them link for smaller file weight or size. You go fit open them, see them. You won't be the older brother. You go say, make we give them all the hard copies. If the CEO see the file through electronic or using link, it go still work? Yes. So our dear old brothers, we're not going to insist for old things. New thing dey to do things, and God go fit still bless them. If we dey humble, it go help our old brothers know say we fit do things fast and do them for better ways. Paragraph 4, it shows how circuit overseer them when they old show good character. And we see this example for the example when the Levites don't first show before Bible time or during Bible time. Now about these Levites, their work for tabernacle now mostly physical work. They set up, they dismantle, they carry the tabernacle. Then they cut firewood, and go fetch water, kill animal for sacrifice, to clean everywhere, and many more work. This now physical work when it requires strength and stamina. So since this work is strong, when the Levites don't they reach 50 years, then go stop their work for tabernacle. Then go do other things to support Jehovah's work. Now, if you now the Levite then, you like to do for God how they work, they can't say make you stop, do something else somewhere. How you go feel? Well, for the Levites, how them feel? They happy or then they sad? Numbers 8:26 shows say these old Levites, they don't stop to enjoy even when their assignments don't change. They use all their mind, all their power to continue to do work for different place. Now this same fine character, our CEO, when you don't old, they try to imitate. In our modern time, when they reach 70 years, they will receive another assignment besides or apart from their traveling work. Well, we know that this one go miss their traveling assignment, meet different brothers, go different places, encourage many people. But even at that, these brothers, when they stop their work for congregation. For paragraph 5, we see the example of Brother Dan and his wife Katie. After them don't be circuit overseer for 23 years, for the age of 70, they can't become special pioneer. That means say they don't go travel again. No, they can't do one congregation, one place with same people every time. How Brother Dan and Katie do about this change? Well, we understand say it's not easy for them because the news come like a shock, but they still accept them. They happy still they do within their power fit reach. Brother Dan and his wife, they no get discouraged. They stay in service and they preach and even help others for congregation to improve, like the MS to do their work better, and the sister to fit they preach well and get good character. If you see for page 9 of that our article now, you go notice the picture of this person we talk about now. The picture for the top side, it be like Brother Dan when he be circuit overseer. He dey teach, he dey go about. If you also see, now him still be that person when they for the left hand side. Him and his wife, they receive letter to stop CEO work because of old age. Now the very good side of the story now say, waiting we see for the right side of the picture. You see Brother Dan for his new congregation. He still they busy. They happy they use in experience to teach young brothers to do their work for better way. You notice the wife also for the backside, Katie. She see they happy, they near the young sisters, and to teach these ones how to preach well. Waiting we learn from Brother Dan and your wife. Make I bring out 3 things. 1, old people fit still dey do many things for congregation when their assignments don't change. And 2, make old people get another plan. Enjoy their new condition and their new assignments. And 3, make old ones put their mind for things when they go fit do and not the things they cannot do anymore. We don't talk about one thing. When fit help old people, they happy when their power don't small. And I say, make them they humble to do wetin them fit do. The second thing, when we go help our young old brothers so they happy, and say, make them not do pass their power. Why I go make old brothers not do pass their power? The watch out say if person no way in power reach, he no go push himself to do wetin he no fit do. Because of this one, he go dey happy and continue to work hard. He go dey happy, he go continue to dey work hard. Example when them give us na about person when they drive motor dey climb hill. They say the driver go put his gear for a low gear. That one go be gear 1 when you get power, but they work out small. If you dey drive, you go understand. Say if you dey go hill, you need that kind low gear to carry the weight of the vehicle climb hill. You don't go roll back. But if we use high gear, we want speed, pass am. We fit get small hitch for somewhere. Any delay fit make us roll back. We will stop till they go. So if we use this example, live our life as old ones. The point we say, make we dey take them easy at old age. Make we do as our power reach. That way, we're not going to stop to serve Jehovah. But instead, we go to go steady. We will continue. We will serve Jehovah. And others go see us to learn from and also grow in faith and courage. Sometimes, some of us not the quick remember to slow down, even if our power no reach again. If it be their nature to just the work to finish everything. Philippians 4 verse 5 advises us, say, make we dey use our sense to know where our power reach. We will consider 2 other examples now when go assist us to fit dey know where our power reach. And the first one now the example of Barzillai for Bible. Now we learn say Barzillai na 80 years 9 days. Before that part of his name, we say na 80 years 9 days when David tell him say make he come become one of his advisor. Now what he can do at that old age to David's request to come become your advisor, follow and day from your house where they rule, they do things. Make we consider the response from Barzillai. For 2 Samuel, please. 2 Samuel chapter 19. We go read verse 35 and verse 37b. 2 Samuel chapter 19. Make you locate verse 35 and 37b. The place say, I am 80 years old today. Can I discern between good and bad? Can I, your servant, state what I eat and drink? Can I still listen to the voice of male and female singers? So why should you, your servant, be an added burden to my lord the king? Verse 37b. But here is your servant, Shimham. Let him cross over with my lord the king, and you may do for him what seems good to you. So Barzillai no accept the work. Instead, he showed David younger person Shimham to do the work in place of him. This one shows say Barzillai no way empower reach. And not because of dignity of the office, accept more work, even when you know say you're not going to do much to that extent. Second example we get for Bible. Now the example of King David himself. David put in mind to build house for Jehovah. But when he turned on the near to do the work, Jehovah tell him say, not being go do the work, not being go build house for him. David accept what Jehovah decide. We feel learn one thing from David. Even when Jehovah said David not go build a house for David, for himself, for him Jehovah, David no vex, say, I'm not going to do it again. We cannot just carry, we cannot do our work by ourselves. For 1 Chronicles 22 verse 5, it tells us, say, David used all in heart to support the work. Yes, David make sure, say, Solomon get the material to build a house for Jehovah's name and glory. Now you go see one picture now for page 11 for our watchtower, when they show this our dear brother David, when he don't old now, and Solomon when they near him. Yes, if you notice David's face, it shows say in the positive, it is smile, and it shows say in mind there for the work. It is show Solomon around and the things when you don't prepare. Like David brothers, old people don't go sad because say they don't leave their work when they like to do, or because say their assignment don't change. Make old ones continue to work hard for Jehovah. Yes, like David, make we not dey sad say our work don't change. Make old ones continue to work hard for Jehovah as their power don't dey reduce. Brother Shigel na one person for a time when no do pass in power. For 1976, when he did 30 years, they make Brother Shigel branch committee member. And for 2004, he become branch committee coordinator. After he see say he no dey strong again as he did do before, he can't pray about the matter. He can't think they need to use somebody else or to train somebody else to take that privilege. He not gonna become coordinator again. But the thing be say, he still dey support the younger one when they serve as the coordinator of the branch committee. So you see, say the number of Barzillai, David, and Shigel, they give us the same lesson. Say, make older ones put their mind for the things when they don't already know and do it in their power reach. Find an example of our older brothers. Now, we don't reach the number 3 thing when fit help old people do work well with young brothers or young people. And that number 3 thing I say, make our older ones, they happy say, they get young people around them. For paragraph 10, they ask this question. They say, how old people they see young people for congregation? Old people, they see young ones for congregation as gifts. Old ones, they happy say young brothers, they around them when they're ready to work. And these ones, they fit train them to do well for congregation. Make we see 2 Bible examples of old people when it shows say they accept young ones and they appreciate them to assist for congregation. The first na Naomi. You remember the story of Naomi, Nabi? Our old dear sister of Bible time. He get 2 sons, and these sons can't die. And they get a wife, Ophrah and Ruth. For the book of Ruth chapter 1 verse 18, one of the young women, when them still call Ruth, no agree to come out, even when Naomi say, make them go find a husband, go do their own thing. But Naomi later agreed to accept Ruth, make it follow her. How this Naomi humility to assist herself and Ruth, the young woman. Look, we see for Bible, Ruth chapter 4. Ruth chapter 4. We'll go read verse 13. Go reach verse 16. Ruth 4, 13 to 16. Excuse me. Okay, verse 13 of Ruth chapter 4. So Boaz took Ruth, and she became his wife. He had relations with her, and Jehovah let her conceive, and she gave birth to a son. Then the woman said to Naomi, "Praise be Jehovah, who has not left you without a reproacher today. May his name be proclaimed in Israel. He has restored your life and will sustain you in your old age, because he has been born to your daughter-in-law, who loves you and is better to you than 7 sons." Naomi now took the child and held him to her bosom, and she cared for him. So this scripture discusses the matter about Ruth and Naomi. You see the happiness when full because say Naomi accept help from the younger person. And you will see say the younger person see benefit because Naomi accept her to herself. For verse 15, then say Ruth love old Naomi well. And they can't say this Ruth better pass 7 sons. So that explains say their friendship. Because Naomi they humble, they accept Ruth near her, even her sister, them two benefits. And Naomi no lose. This experience is very encouraging. Yes, about Ruth and Naomi. For the book of Ruth 4, 13 to 16. It don't teach us say old people go gain when they accept help from our younger ones. We get another Bible example about people when they humble, when they accept help and how they benefit. And the one about Apostle Paul. We learn say Paul now a strong man when they make things happen for congregation, for territory. Yes, he a powerful preacher. He traveled long distance to preach about Jehovah and the kingdom. And he encouraged many congregations. Even while him a strong man, when they very powerful, the account shows say Paul still accept help from sisters and brothers. For Philippians 4:16, we read of how Paul thank the brothers for Philippi for the gift when they give them, when he receive from them. Now, same Philippians 2 verse 22, it shows say Paul happy for the help when Timothy render him. For these two examples of Naomi and Paul, the same thing again stand out. Them happy say them get young people around them, and they see these young ones as a gift from Jehovah. So far, we don't talk about 3 things when we help our old brothers or old people well, that they are happy to do their work without let up. We talk about the need for them to be humble. We discuss, say, make these ones not duplicate their power, know their limitation, and work within how their strength will reach. And we discuss, say, make these old ones, they happy, say, then get young people around them for congregation. The number 4 thing we will talk about now, when we help our old ones. Now say, make our old ones get open hand. Yes. We will talk about 2 ways when our old ones go fish show them get open hand. The first example now from King David also we talked about earlier. When Jehovah tell David say he not go build a house for Ram, what did David do? Show say he get open hand to help the work even while he not go there for the picture. For 1 Chronicles 22, verse 11 to 16, 29, verse 3 and 4, it discussed how David provide material things, plenty money, and even workers to assist the work when a good day picture to do. Make we read some of those verses for 1 Chronicles chapter 22. Make we look at verse 14 to verse 16. 1 Chronicles chapter 22, verse 14 and to verse 16. It says, "Here I have taken great pains to prepare for Jehovah's house 100 talents of gold and 1,000,000 talents of silver, and such great quantities of copper and iron that they cannot be weighed. And I prepared timbers and stones, but you will add to them. A great number of workmen are with you, stone cutters, stone masons, wood cutters, and all kinds of skilled workers. The gold, silver, copper, and iron are beyond measure. Get up and begin your work, and may Jehovah be with you." If you notice for the picture there, you see our dear brother David and Solomon. In verse 14, you see it talk about 100 talents of gold, 1,000,000 talents of silver, iron, coppers in great quantities that cannot be weighed. For a modern time, you go notice say if you convert this value, it go above 2 billion naira. These are from David's pocket to support the work. What be the lesson here? Say old people when no fit do hard work, then fit still help the work to continue as they provide material thing, money to make the preaching work continue and to help branches in the preaching activity. So they train young brothers or people. Now another way when we show say we get open hand. And this now fine example when Apostle Paul also display during his time. Apostle Paul teach Timothy the different ways to preach, and he teach him fine examples. For 1 Corinthians 4 verse 17, Paul sent Timothy to visit other congregations by himself, to use the training we don't receive from Paul to train people also for congregation. If Paul not train Timothy well, if you not make time to help Timothy as a young person, if you send him to go preach for other place, visit congregation, and even train people also, no. So training when Paul gives Timothy, that means something possible. That Timothy can improve, he can become fine minister of the good news, encourage congregation, and preach the message. We don't talk about Brother Shigel when we be security overseer. There we learn how it takes trained brothers for congregation to preach and do their work even more. Now again, we go learn say when he be branch committee coordinator, he no wasting time to train some young brothers to take over that privilege or position. And when Shigel stopped to serve as the coordinator, we also learn say he no stop to do Jehovah work. He joined the brothers to serve along with other branch committee under the younger person who is now the coordinator. This, my final example, you go agree. So far from this discussion, this article, we don't learn say, even for old age, old ones still feel they useful to Jehovah, and these ones are blessings for the congregation. See one advice for the book of Luke, chapter 3, verse 38, on how they go fit to show their willingness to continue to bless the work even at their old age. Luke chapter 6, verse 38. It says, "Practice giving, and people will give to you. They will pour out into your lap a fine measure, pressed down, shaken together, and overflowing. But with the measure that you are measuring out, they will measure out to you in return. Practice giving. So if old people use their material possession, money, material things to help younger ones, the congregation, this go show say they want give. And God will bless this fine spirit. We discuss say they go fit give either with their experience, through training, and to support work with their material things, with their assets, with their money. What do we don't learn so far? Our 3 view question talk about the better character when go help old people to train and encourage young people for congregation. We talk the need for old ones to be humble and not they do pass their self. Yes, so if old people they humble, then go learn to enjoy their new condition. They will get new plan and put their mind for things when they fit do and not things they cannot do. Another character we discuss now say, make old people happy say them get young people around them. If old people happy say young ones there around them, they're not going to follow these young ones, they drag position now. Instead, our old ones go they happy say young ones they make them go train them to take over privileges to do the work. Like Apostle Paul, like David, even like Naomi, we don't see say if we they carry young ones near body, we go fit help them, and them go fit help us. To get open hand, now number 3 thing we talk about when we go fit help our old ones as part of their good character. The Watchtower say make old people train young people, and if our power don't reduce, make we use material things like money to support. This they make Jehovah happy, and our brothers go they happy say you use yourself and what you get to support this fine ministry. Our dear older ones, our dear older brothers and sisters, this article don't remind our old ones, you, Papa and Mama, say blessings they if we follow Bible principles to know where our power reach. You notice say if old ones use their power well at their old age, it will benefit even the young ones. Make we know say each person for among all of us for congregation, we get one thing when others feel no get. We get fine qualities when we feel no get even as old persons. So make we appreciate the younger ones among us. Make we near them, share our experience with them. Make we become blessings to our older ones with our power, even our old age. When young and old work together as friends, then go become blessings, and the work when they do, it will expand either within the congregation or beyond. Now this is where we will end the Watchtower for this week.